is on the payment for analysts accused Rivers Solar Administrator of oversteering accusations across state. President Mark Birthday Summers. Foreign scene huge trade make time to continue. The legislature also approved the payment of March salaries for pensioners and all suspended political appointees. The statement added that the payment of salaries is in line with the administrative work if salaries were not paid by the end of the month. Meanwhile, the Labour Party's governorship candidate in the 2023 election in Rivers State, Mrs. Beatrice Itubo, has described the sole administrator's move to clear outstanding salaries owed to local government workers as a sign of his commitment to grassroots welfare. Itubo, who is also the former chairperson of the NLC in the state, urged authorities to ensure that new retirees receive their pensions promptly. She also called for an increase in pension arrears, noting that many retirees have been stuck on stagnant allowances for years. In the meantime, the Ekpe Youth Council, EYC Worldwide, has described the suspension of all political office holders and appointees in Rivers State as an attack on democratic principles. The group called on Rivers people, Nigerians and the international community to condemn the action. President General of EYC Worldwide, Justice Ewo, while reading out a statement co-signed by the Secretary General, the suspension of key officials, including the Secretary to the State Government, Chief of Staff, Commissioners and Board members, was a deliberate attempt to dismantle democratic structures in Rivers State. He urged that the action undermines the rule of law and sets a dangerous precedent for democracy. Ewo called on President Tinubu to reverse the decision.
It is imperative that the international community, human rights organizations, and civil society groups take notice of this total disregard for democratic principles and take immediate actions to support the people of Rivers State in their quest for democracy and good governance. We reiterate our call on Mr. President to rescind his decision to set aside a democratically elected governor and appoint an administrative Rivers State is peaceful, and we frown on attempts to deny us a right to be governed by those whom we have elected.
Still in this, a public affairs analyst, Mr. Opunabo Inkotaria, says the actions of the Rivers State sole administrator indicate that the ongoing political crisis is centered on control over the local government system and the state's political structure. Speaking in an interview with our correspondent, Inkotaria accused the sole administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, of exceeding his authority by dissolving political appointments made by the suspended governor, Siminalayi Fubara.
First and foremost, he's supposed to be a sole administrator. The governor was suspended and not removed from office, and so the ESCO remains. But like most observers, this whole thing was orchestrated to whittle down the powers of the governor and also destroy the support he's getting from the people. The work of the administrator is just to maintain peace, if at all there was insecurity in the state. The whole problem had to do with the local government structure and the location. And that is what Nyesom Wike has been clamoring for. You cannot touch my structure. It is so unfortunate that the president is in cahoots with Nyesom Wike to carry out this undemocratic.
Alleged FCT Minister Nyesom Wike.
Dictatorship in Rivers State. That's what is going on right now. What's your business with dissolution of ESCO? What's your business with that? That is exceeding your limits. So what we have in Rivers State is military rule, not democracy anymore. That's what we have in Rivers State. After all, the legislative arm has been suspended. A governor has been removed. The truth.
Ibas has ordered paramilitary organizations in the state to step up patrols. He gave the directive to the headsmen to step up patrols. He gave the directive to the headsmen. Covered all times to know.
There's need for collaboration.
All times to know.
There's need for collaboration between UN agencies of the federal government, your mother, DSS, and giving dignities of the federal government, your mother, DSS, and giving dignities. Our best time. Here,
Retired Vice Admiral work closely with both local and federal unit security.
You have vehicles that fly routes that are not registered. You have vehicles that have their plate number covered. I do not think there is any law that permits individuals to drive on roads. Apart from the criminal intent, of course, they pose other dangers to road users. We have to work together with them to ensure that we reduce the number of vehicles that pose danger. We've had tankers that have overturned. perhaps due to the state of those vehicles, and sometimes due to the actions and inactions of other road users. So we must curb all of this.
Responding, the controller of the Nigeria Correctional Service, NCS, in Rivers State, Mr. Felix Madumere, facial the administrator democracy, President Bledsoe's handling of the political crisis between the suspended governor and his predecessor, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. DHRD National Chairman, Mr. Clifford Solomon, accused the president of being biased and described the appointment of retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas as the sole administrator of Rivers State as unfair.
We view it as a democratic coup and stand condemned in its entirety. No doubt, there has been some political feud between the state governor and the immediate past governor of the state, Barrister Nyesom Wike. These reconcilable differences could have been better handled by the president, unbiased, rather than obviously taking sides on the issues and subsequently declaring state of emergency.
On the act quick political tensions in the state.
We view it as a democratic coup. DHRD therefore called on the president to reverse his decision and restore the democratic institutions in the state with immediate effect. On the posting of Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas retired to Rivers State as sole administrator, the defense of the DHRD asked that he transparent account in the finances of Rivers State and be upright as a statesman to be answerable to avowed interest in the political quagmire.
Start day with special Jumat prayers. Stay tuned. Ibas. To ensure a harmonious political environment, at a media briefing in Port Harcourt, the chairman of the group, Mr. Joseph Ijede, commended the suspended Rivers State House of Assembly and suspended Governor Similai Fubara for maintaining peace during the declaration of state emergency.
I want to thank every stakeholder for their peaceful conduct during the declaration of the state of emergency in Rivers State. I want to thank the suspended governor and his team, the legislators and their associates, in fact the entire good people of Rivers State for allowing peace to reign. And on behalf of the non-EDJ, we still want to appeal to everybody to cooperate and work with the sole administrator so that we can achieve a peaceful democratic system in Rivers State.
On his part, the group's media coordinator, Rashid Okalawo, praised President Bola Tinubu for his intervention in appointing a sole administrator to manage the state's affairs pending the resolution of the political crisis.
I'm using this medium to commend the effort of our president to make peace in Rivers State by giving us a sole administrator to pilot the affairs of the state. And I also commend the suspended government.
PFAN and action could hinder the state's progress, especially amid the ongoing crisis that has led to a state of emergency. PFAN's founder and peace ambassador Cecil Hartman, who spoke to our correspondent, stressed the need to spread the message of peace across every part of the state, just as the gospel is preached, reminding people that they are of one blood. Hartman also commended President Bola Tinubu for his swift intervention in the Rivers State political crisis, which he said could have escalated if left unaddressed. He also praised the appointment of retired Admiral Ibokete Ibas as sole administrator, pledging full support for his leadership.
I really thank the President of this country, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for his good work to have come in to stop the crisis that of the whole state. I also commend the appointment of retired Navy. Since he came, everywhere is calm. That's really what the state needs, because where people are fighting, there's somebody that have to come in and win, and that's what I think the president have done.
Hartman also acknowledged the efforts of the President of the Evo Assembly, Peter Chinwo, His Royal Highness Dr. Temple Ejeku, Ezeoba Ijinu Ede, the paramount ruler Nyewelu of Rumoba Kingdom, and the Elders Forum of the Evo Assembly for their dedication in steering the affairs of the Assembly.
They've been performing well in Evo Assembly. To pilot the Evo Assembly is not easy, but he and the President, Peter Chinwo, at least they've been able to see that there's no problem in Evo Assembly and that we've been going with peace as one block. I like that so much. And also uses some medium to call on the unity among the youth and the state. They should unite together and embrace peace, because where there's no peace, I don't think anything comes up.
Elsewhere, barely 3 weeks after former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai dumped the APC for the Social Democratic Party (SDP), the party's Northwest Zone has said El-Rufai is not their member. The Northwest Assistant Secretary Idris Inuwa stated in Kaduna that the SDP ward and state chapter had no membership record of El-Rufai. He urged El-Rufai and other prospective members to follow due process in joining the SDP. In other news, President Bola Tinubu marked his 73rd birthday today with a special prayer session at the National Mosque in Abuja, led by Chief Imam Abdul Qadir Sholagberu. The president, joined by Vice President Kashim Shettima, cabinet members and top Muslim leaders, expressed gratitude to Nigerians for their support and renewed his commitment to economic recovery, security, and national unity. He also sought prayers for divine guidance ahead of his administration's second anniversary.
Feel good, feel happy, give thanks to Almighty Allah that has protected us so far and continue to answer our prayers, accept our ibadah. That is key and very important to all of us. A prayer for our country to stabilize, keep in peace, and safeguard our people, all the citizens. Well, the word for all of this is hard work. You work harder, you pray harder.
After the break, the news continues. On the international scene, at least 144 people have died and hundreds are injured in Myanmar following an earthquake. Tremors from the earthquake have been felt in neighboring countries, including Thailand, where an unfinished high-rise has collapsed. The Thai Deputy Prime Minister, Puntham Wechayachai, says 81 construction workers are missing and a search and rescue operation is underway. On the news this evening, you heard the Rivers Sole Administrator has approved March salary payments for all civil servants and suspended political appointees. An analyst illustrates the authority. Order for patrol and they mark his 3rd birthday. And the earthquake has killed at least 140 people in Myanmar. To reach new team, send SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I'm Sam Chinedu. Thanks for listening.